What is up, YouTube? How are you guys doing? I'm recording this video to explain this strategy to you guys. Kind of an advanced strategy. You could call it a newbie strategy. You could also call it a cheesy strategy. There's a lot of things that go into it, though. I wouldn't honestly recommend anyone that's a new player to try this. After you get a little in Battle Royale a little bit more and you get more comfortable, this definitely could be something to try out, though. So basically what I'm going to be explaining to you today is this stay outside the circle strategy. Sounds easy, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But basically, let's get into this. How this round started out, I wasn't planning on doing this strat, but after I realized that I could possibly do it and I wanted to make a video on this, I decided that I was going to. So basically, so far, this is what's happened in this round. Parachuted in, found a vehicle, drove to Athera on the outside, towards the outside of the black circle. You can see on the GPS the black circle line right there. But basically, got away from everybody. The blue circle spawned. It's about like 1.52 kilometers away from Athera. I started getting a lot of meds, and so I realized I could do this. So basically, if you're gonna do this strategy, this is what you're going to do. You're gonna start out in the game, try to get a vehicle, try to get to the outside areas of the black circle to a big city. Try to be the only one there. If you realize you're the only one in that city, you could definitely then do this strategy. So in order to do this strat, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go out. You're going to want to get as many first aid kits and boosters as you possibly can. You can see I'm just running through Athera pretty fast. I don't know if I had decided at this point to do it yet. But basically, if you know you're the only one there, you can honestly bag your gun, or if you've got binos, you can run around with binos. Loot each buildings, like loot all the buildings as fast as you can. Leave the doors open so you know what you've looted. Pick up as many first aid kits as you can possibly get. Aim for like trying to get as many as you possibly can. Try to get like 20 plus. You could stay out probably a lot of circles with 20 plus. Realistically, if you're going into a game in a good circle for this type of strategy, and you know you're the only one there and you're running around, you could honestly you could probably get upwards towards like 30 first aid kits if you're fast enough looting. But yeah, right now I'm just gathering meds. I think, I don't know, I get quite a bit of first aid kits, quite a bit of boosters. The thing you need definitely to do this strat, though, you have to have a vehicle. If you're going to make it to the outside of the circle, outside areas of the circle, and the blue circle spawns far enough away from you, you're going to need a vehicle to get back inside. It might be a good idea if you're not that good at driving to pick up some vehicle repair kits and put them in your car, so that if you crash when the circle shrinks, you'll still have a chance to get in by repairing your vehicle. Basically, this is how it breaks down, though. The circle hits it's gonna cut to where the circle starts hitting me. The first circle does about 20 HP damage. So as soon as the circle starts hitting you, you want to hit boosters. You want to be boosting as soon as the circle hits you. Since it does 20 HP damage, you can take 5 hits and live if you have some boosters up, because you'll be regaining health. You have 100 HP, 20 goes into 100 5 times, of course. But if you're regaining health while you're taking damage, you're going to be able to take 5 hits and live from the circle. So the first circle does 20 HP damage a tick. The ticks, I timed it out, and it looks like the ticks hit you every 23 seconds. It's a weird time, I know, right? It's a weird time. I don't know why it's 23 seconds. All right here. We just cut ahead to it. The circle's just barely locked. It says the play zone's now restricted. I'm still outside the circle, so I'm going to start hitting some boosters. And I'm still going to be medding. This is the thing about how this circle works. So when the blue circle spawns and it locks, anywhere outside that blue circle is still going to have loot that was spawned in. If you're still going to be able to spawn loot in outside the blue circle, so I can still run around, and I'm still getting meds right now, as you can see. I'm still looking for meds and picking up red gold right there. So still running outside the circle looking for meds. The first circle is locked. Once the second circle locks, though, and ticks start, any loot that was outside the first blue zone, so the first blue circle, anything that was outside that is going to despawn. There's a loot cleanup script that runs in the game, and all loot outside the first blue circle will despawn. Now, here's the thing, though, is loot that was inside the first blue circle, but not inside the second blue circle, will stay spawned, and it won't despawn yet. what happens is each time the circle updates, the loot that was in the previous zone that you could be stays there, but after that next shrink, the loot will disappear. It might sound complicated, but it's really not once you really get the hang of it. Like it makes sense. So say I'm in Aethera, and say there's another city inside the blue circle right now, the first blue circle. Say the blue circle shrinks, that first city is now outside the first blue circle. You could go there and still gather loot after leaving Aethera if you wanted to. But then after the circle shrinks past that, of course the loot in that area is going to despawn. So as you can see, I'm just meting up. Whenever my health gets too low to the point where I'm going to die from the next hit, I use a first aid kit. Now, I explained the first two circle damages to you. They do 20 HP each time they hit you. But the third circle, the damage starts scaling up. So you're not going to be able to do this all game. You're not going to be able to sit out all of the circles. The third circle is 40 HP damage a hit. I'm going to show you that circle as well. So in this game, I stayed outside 3 circles. If you get enough meds, like say if like realistically you went into a game with this strategy, say you got 30 like or so first aid kits, you could probably set out 5 circles and make it all the way to the late game. Basically, this strategy gives you a free pass into the late game. I think I go into the circle and there's only like 13 guys left without me having to fight a single person. So this strategy can work definitely well for you, but there's many threats like crashing your vehicle, running into somebody else doing this strategy. You don't want to be fighting somebody when you're outside a circle taking circle hits. It's be bad for the both of you. But definitely after I put this video out, there's a possibility that more people might try running this strategy. There's definitely some problems you can run into. If you get too greedy, you think you can survive a hit. I've had that happen to me before where I've died to a circle hit outside the circle. Pretty humiliating, but it does happen. Pretty soon here, we're going to jump to the clip where I get in the vehicle, and the third circle hits are going to hit me. But yeah, this definitely, if you have any questions about this strat, leave it in the comments down below after this video, and I'll try to answer your questions if you have any. It might sound a little complicated. It's really very simple, though, once you get into it. Yeah, here we are. I'm going to jump into the vehicle. I'm going to start driving to the circle. As you can see, it just said I was outside the play zone. That was from the second circle locking. So all of this loot in Aethera is soon going to despawn. You basically want to stay in the first city until the second circle locks to get as much loot as possible, and then start driving towards the circle. As you can see, I'm starting to take hits. Hop out of the vehicle whenever I feel like I'm too low. Won't be able to take another one. And then get back in and keep driving towards the circle at this point. I was pretty far away, so it doesn't really matter how far the blue circle spawns away from you. As long as you've got a vehicle, you should be able to make it. I mean, like, as long as you should probably look on the map, see if there's many roads in between you and the circle. I was just able to take like a bunch of roads inside, so it was easy driving. If you have to go up over mountains or something or hills, the strategy might not be the best idea to use. Or if you're going to use it, you might only want to sit outside 2 circles instead of 3. So get closer to the second circle before it shrinks. Another thing that you should take note of is when you're going into the circle, you have to be aware of people playing the circle edge. So what I like to do when trying this is to sit outside the circle and drive in once it shrank. Hopefully by then people are moving and they're not going to be like hearing a vehicle pull up. Also, another good idea, if you can, is to get a quiet vehicle. Here we are. This is when I start taking the third circle hits. So I'm just waiting outside the circle right now. You can see behind this truck. That circle hit just hit me. It does 40 HP damage. I'm hitting a first aid kit every single time it hits me now. So a first aid kit will get you back up to 76 HP. It'll get you back up to 76 HP. If you have full boosters ticking, I think you could get above 80, so you would be able to take 2 hits from the third circle. It's going to be really risky, though. That's what I'm saying, is if you have enough meds, there's really no reason to do it. But here I come. I'm driving inside the circle. I think it's shrink, and this is when I've decided that I'm going to drive in. Like, what I was saying, though, is if you get a quiet car like the lunch tray, you can kill the engine from a while out and coast into the circle. Right now, I think I've actually killed the engine, and I'm coasting in, so that if anybody is in the circle, they're not going to be able to hear me. Then I pull over to the side, get out, get in the bushes. Right here, I'm going to show you how many medkits I have left. I only got like 13, 14 med kits, and I think I have like 3 left after doing this. So I stayed outside 3 circles, and I think I only used about 10 or so med kits. So honestly, if you get upwards of like 20, you could probably sit outside even 4 circles. The thing that you got to realize is after the 3rd circle, the damage scales up even more. I think it's maybe like 50 a hit, so you have to always be 50, maybe even more. It might be like upwards of like 60 a hit or something. So you're going to have to be using a first aid kit every single time it hits you. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for future content. Also, you can check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/VissGames. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/VissGames. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.